Okay, good morning, everyone. My name is Philip Habimbola, and I welcome everyone to today's training, Monday Mental Fitness, on thinking differently. So I said this morning we are going to be doing things differently, away from the conventional training we've been doing, and we are going to be discussing. So I'll be asking us questions, and from that question, we'll be talking. So I would love one or two volunteers that can tell me what he or she has done differently that has brought a result. Okay. So let's start from Mr. Cyril.
I work majorly on what I call a referral note. Once you buy, who comes to you, refer somebody to me, and from there,
Doing marketing.
I go back to it, let them do. So it's a different thing that can work on.
That's awesome. How about any general, aside from Adbond? Okay. Routine stuff. Okay. Miss Kate, maybe some challenges you faced during camp and how you've been able to think differently to bring out results. Oh.
One of the major things is not going the conventional way on camp. Let me use camp for instance. Doing the whole event thing, route to this way, has not been a major strength. We decided to go the route of Said. It was a different route entirely that brought a good result. What we could see. Another thing I think I have done differently again with that is coming up with a retainership exercise. It made me know our lapses, what we need to work on, and generally on the workspace level, be able to point out people that are genuinely no longer interested or the strength to do that. Instead of just wiping everybody out, when we feel they are no longer working. So that's one again. So that thing. They are quite a number of
But those ones you've done has actually brought some level of results. So according to my own definition here, dictionary or Google meaning, I have thinking differently involves approaching problems, ideas, or situation with unconventional perspectives and creative solutions, challenging established norms or conventional thought pattern to generate innovative and unique insight. So let me make it simple. So it's like looking at things in a new way and being creative, finding unique solution instead of following the usual way. So when I was giving this topic, I did not want to add the creator. You understand? I was like, okay, how best can I really take this topic? Taking the creator out of this, but I discovered that there's no way we will be talking of infinity things we cannot measure, and not add the creator involved. And if we discover that the creator himself, which is God, explore a lot of innovation, creativity to the creation of the earth, and even to human, normally is okay without creating anybody, without creating the earth, the heaven, putting everything in place. They decide to think differently. After the creation of all things, let us make man in our own image, so that they can have dominion over the over the earth. So we discover that God himself is the origin of creativity, innovation, thinking differently. And we'll notice that the fact that we are God creation, it makes us have that thing in us to be able to create and do things differently away from the words. So I was now looking at, okay, what is his holy book saying about what? About the creation, about thinking differently. So I came across a particular verse, which is, I think, Romans 12:2. That thought, do not be conformed to this world. With what? The end is what? Renewing of what? Of our mind. It shows that there is a need for us to always renew our minds constantly so that we can have things to talk about. Because I don't want to believe that you don't have anything here. There's no way you can think differently. So it's not a void. There must be, thinking differently is like doing things away from what you already know. And when I was growing, let me tell us this story. And I asked a lot of questions when I was growing, and I never get answers. And that has given me that inquisitive mind to want to know this. Why must we do things like this? Why must we kneel down and pray to God? Who is this God? Who created this God? You understand? And no person will say God is God. You cannot question. You cannot do all of those things. And growing up too, they will say, if leaf fall down on your leg, don't pick it. It means, I will say, what kind of postulations are all these? So I later discovered that it is what people have put their belief in. From that belief, it begins to what? Work for them. Some people believe in this iron, which is called Ogun, and that Ogun is what? Working. So they are thinking differently away from what? The norms. So now it takes me back to my opening quote, which is not here, but is documented here, that said that the mind that opens to new idea never returns to its original size. Is by Albert Einstein. And what does this actually mean is that the more you want to do things differently, the more you open your mind to learn new things. And at the end of that thing, you will discover that you are no longer the way you used to be. And which is always good when we open our mind to different perspectives. People are blessed with a lot. I was even still discussing with Mr. Jonathan this morning when he was sharing some things with me. He said that a lot of us don't think, we worry. And nobody has time to actually do that thinking. Even if we say we want to think, we find ourselves getting worried. Now, we now said, okay, that is awesome. But another thing is that even when we think, are we really, you can't think from where there is no source. You need to have an embodiment of deposit in you before you can start thinking differently. And it still brings me down to when I was studying engineering, I find it so difficult. It's not that I wasn't passing, I was passing. You understand? But I find it difficult that they are just telling us that this, what is the application? I find it so difficult that I know, as far as Nigeria is concerned, anything science related, we are not blessed with that. But when it comes to other related courses, university can do such. So it will take me to the next part of my slide. Don't mind my slide. Okay. So we have the power of thinking differently. So what are the powers of thinking differently? We have the fact that it will unlock new possibilities for us. The next thing is what? Because of time, it will foster growth and progress. The next thing, it will give us competitive edge. The next one is what? I have about 6. It will help us challenge what? Assumptions, like question established norms and beliefs. The next one, it helps us seek diverse perspectives. You know, part of the thing, when we think differently, we need to we have to be open-minded to receive from other people's perspectives and look out for the best solution that best fits what we are actually looking out for. So the next is what? It encourages creativity and experimentation. That the fact that we are thinking differently does not mean we won't fail. There's a particular legend that said, the more you stay longer in failure, the more he learned. I think it's still Albert Einstein, that he learned from staying longer in what? Failure. So we keep on experimenting. Facebook today, Mr. Weber used Mark Zuckerberg today. Facebook was not like this compared to where it all started. But there's a lot of improvements going. I wanted to play a video for us, but I did not send it. The video now is talking about how they've gone ahead in the aspect of using glasses now as AI. When we put our sunglasses, I mean, what do they call it? Our glasses on a particular object, it starts telling us what that object is, origin, start giving us detailed information about that object. That means they don't want people to really stress themselves when it comes to getting information. So we have information overload. That is that, and we have the aspect of the benefit of thinking outside the box. We have it to increase what? Innovation, it enhance problem solving, and improve adaptability. So the next one is the innovating through thinking differently. It embraces change and disruption. You know, of course, when we are trying to think differently, we need to challenge her belief. You understand? So, and the next thing is help us identify emerging trends and opportunities. It drives continuous improvement for us. There's a guide to thinking differently, and we are going to be starting from the top to this. It said develop a growth mindset, embrace challenges, and learn from what? Failures. Of course, we need to ensure that we develop a growth mindset, learning while what? Failing. And a lot of people, somebody said, I think it was ID Kabasa, that said that if we can take success as failure, a lot of people will not really put themselves in a lot of stress. That success is the same way you fail and move on, and we take success like that after achieving this, you move on again. We will not be caught in that hot race that you've gotten to that your peak, you are not ready to evolve and things like that. So we have the next one, emphasize learning and development. He said encourage the culture of continuous improvement. Also said promote a supportive and inclusive environment, foster collaboration and open communication. So we have the heart of creating problem solving. Identify the problem, generate multiple solutions, and evaluate and implement the best solution that best fits that thing that we are trying to clamor on. So the next is strategies for thinking differently. We have you encourage curiosity and exploration, embrace new ideas and possibilities. The next one, you have to break routines and patterns. We talked about you establish, which we've been talking about, challenging established ways of thinking. The next is engage in brainstorming and ideation, collaborate to generate, because we are blessed as humans and we see things differently. If we can have an open mind, that we are not seeing our own idea as the holy grail, we will understand that we are built to collaborate. So the next one is the importance of thinking what? Differently. We have it drives growth and innovation, it inspires and motivates others, and also creates positive what? Positive change. Sorry, I'm rushing. I just need to say how can we transform our what? Our thinking. Said develop a growth mindset. I've said it before, challenge our assumption and beliefs, and embrace failure as a learning opportunity. They said the future belongs to those who think differently. They said we need to anticipate and adapt to change. We need to innovate and create new possibilities and lead with courage and conviction. Thank you. So it leads me to my closing quote that talks about, my closing quote said, thinking differently is not just a process, it is a mindset. And what do I mean by, when we are saying that it's a process, we have a norms of, if you want to think like this, you need to do like this, you need to do like this. But when it is a mindset, it's a lifestyle. We take it as a norm to be open to learning, open to other people's perspective, and by that time we'll discover that we'll get ideas that will definitely change the world. Thank you so much.